Welcome back, Whoopers. It's Vice here, and we're taking a look at Gardevoir EX, which is now a pretty seasoned veteran in all senses of the word. Ever since the early days of Pokemon through to now, we've had different iterations of Gardevoir be very competitive, and this Gardevoir EX is no different. It's now entering its third competitive season as one of the top decks in the format.
Sora!
Psychic Embrace, in case you didn't know, as often as you like during your turn, you can attach a basic Psychic Energy from your discard pile to one of your Psychic Pokemon. If you attached energy to a Pokemon in this way, put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon, and you can't use this ability on a Pokemon that would be knocked out. So, wouldn't you know it, energy acceleration from the discard pile continues to be an extremely strong strategy in the card game and for this Gardevoir. And it is thanks to that 2 damage counter aspect to it that its partner in crime, so to speak, Munkidori, is able to thrive so much in this deck. Adrenabrain says once during a turn, if this Pokemon has any dark energy attached, you may move up to 3 damage counters from one of your Pokemon to one of your opponent's Pokemon. And so the 2 of these cards together, plus its access to other attackers like the Drifloon, like the Screamtail, come together to form a very strong deck. You can do a lot. It's very versatile. But what I will say is that rotation did take away one of its very important partners, which was the Silver Tempest Kirlia with the Refinement ability. So it had the ability to discard a card from hand and draw 2 cards. And it was very good to be able to get Psychic Energy into the discard pile, or just simply to thin the deck and draw out the resources that you need to win the game. But on the other hand, a lot left the metagame, a lot rotated out. All of the remaining V Pokemon and V Stars, and we saw Lost Zone rotate out, and a lot of the threats that have existed, a lot of the cards that made Roaring Moon, for example, very good, have rotated out. So, every deck out there had to contend with the consequences of format rotation, and Gardevoir seems to have come through it just fine. And, importantly, it's gained a new partner in the Lillie's Clefairy EX, with the very interesting ability Fairy Zone, which says the weakness of each of your opponent's Dragon Pokemon in play is now Psychic. So what Lillie's Clefairy does is it allows Gardevoir to do a very good job of keeping up with Dragapult. So Dragapult, which sits at the top of the metagame at the moment, is probably the best deck in format, despite it not holding as many regional wins as Gardevoir in the current format, that's for sure. The Dragapult now has to contend with Fairy Zone, and it gives Gardevoir a way to keep up with the raw power that Dragapult has, being able to attack potentially for 1 energy, and doing 200 damage and spreading 60 to the bench can spell doom to Gardevoir at the best of times. But being able to attack with a Pokemon like Gardevoir EX in that matchup instead, and knowing that you can one-shot the Dragapult with Clefairy in tow, means that we can keep up quite well. And, Munkidori helps a lot in that matchup as well. So we sit behind the Budew and the Cleffa while we set up. Drifloon and Screamtail are our ever-present attackers, have been for a very long time, being able to make great use of the Psychic Embrace. And then on the trainer side of things, we'll draw attention to the A-Spec first, the Secret Box, which, being able to grab quite the combo of trainer cards, allows us to bring together all the pieces that we might need at a moment's notice at an opportune time. It does come with a heavy cost of the 3 card discard, but being that this is a Gardevoir deck and we want to discard energies anyway, you might have pretty good targets in hand when you use this card. Very good, because the deck relies on the Bravery Charm to extend the HP of our attackers, the Drifloon and the Screamtail. We need the Artazon in order to help set up the deck. And, of course, we always want a supporter, and item cards are very strong. So being able to grab the Rare Candy or the Ultra Ball or what have you in order to get our Gardevoir is very welcome in the hand. So that's why Secret Box is the choice here. And then on the trainer side of things, is very consistent with the 4 Iono and the 4 Professor's Research. In a world where you can expect to get item locked on turn 2 and just have to sit there and deal with it for a while, having supporters like Professor's Research is really important to be able to rip through the deck and try and draw your way out of a bad position and overcome the Budew, as it were. And then, interestingly, we also see the 4 Nest Balls. So Nest Ball, as opposed to having Buddy Poffin here at any count, is quite peculiar. Like, the Buddy Poffin is almost tailor-made for this deck, with the ability to get all the routes out quickly. But as it happens, Nest Ball's versatility, being able to get the higher HP Pokemon out, is really important. So we see the Nest Ball here as a 4 of, and between that and the Artazon, one would hope that you're able to get the Pokemon out as you need them. So, and then 4 Night Stretcher, because of course you need to be able to get your Pokemon back over and over. You know, if your opponent is playing Dragapult and they're trying to get rid of your Fairy Zone Lillie's Clefairy, then you need to be able to Night Stretcher it back, or get your Fezandipiti back, or maybe you need to reuse Budew, maybe you need to get those Ralts back out, maybe you need to get the Dark Energy and the Munkidoris. Okay, in a deck that's got 4 Professors Research, having a maxed out count of Night Stretcher is pretty important. So, and then you got a 7 and 3 split on the energy. This list was very successful, piloted by the very, very talented Brent Tonisson, who I'm proud to claim as a fellow Australian, has played it to very great success, winning Monterey Regionals. And it's now got a long list of successful placements. So a very successful deck. I encourage you to give it a go. If you're a bit lost with what you want to do in this format, you could do much worse than Gardevoir EX, because it just time and again proves to be an extremely resilient archetype. So I got a game coming up. Hopefully it will explain to you the intricacies, or maybe just a bit of a peek into how to think about the deck and approach the different turns of the game. And if you enjoy coverage of top tier decks or fun decks, rogue decks, anti-meta, tier 3, whatever you want to call it, look, I do the YouTube. I live stream multiple times a week, and I'd love to see you which channel you decide to check me out on. So please feel free to sub to me on YouTube or follow me on Twitch. And I'll see you in the next live stream or video. So take care and goodbye. Cheers. Live is on mobile too. Yeah, but it is not... The game that it's simulating is not designed for the mobile, if that makes sense. It's designed to be played at a tabletop with another human. You know what I mean? So they're like different... they're made for different situations. And that's why they've, you know, probably like the biggest thing that separates the two. Or what maybe influences the design philosophy, why the... You know, why you've got different size decks, different bench sizes. Am I going first? I better not see a Petron. Petron is not real. It's not real. Good. Gonna Budew them. Kind of suck. Well, apparently we're in the minority there. Well, I don't think it sucks. It's just different. But we would be in the minority because if you go to the category, let's look at the category right now. So there are 41 people watching Pokemon TCG, 185 watching the actual card game, and that would mainly be people opening booster packs. And then 1,100 people at this time of night, for all of you, and prime time Australia time for me, watching Pocket. Nothing wrong with that. That's fine. They're allowed to. But it is interesting. I really don't want to Ultra Ball like a bunch of these cards, but maybe it's going to be this. I think I'm going to regret it if I don't. What do I not care about? I probably care about Charm. I want my second Ralts. I don't want to get randomly Thunderbursted. And then maybe I could have charmed the Budew. I don't know. Dude, what is this? Okay, they probably hit the Budew, right? If I'm the Raging Bolt, I probably just go Thunderburst, knock out the Budew. We promote Ralts, Nest Ball for the Fez, and away we go. I mean, you say that, little Vero, but Pocket has a numbered master rank. So you can literally compete to be the #1 player in Pocket. In Live, we have a Master League with Elo, with like a ranking number, like a points number. But it's not like I'm this number player at the moment. You cannot play to be #1. In Pocket, you can literally be the #1 player. You can play until you hit rank 1. So I would say that they're both made to be competitive, but it's in 2 different ways. Very, very different ways. You can compete to be #1 in the Pokemon trading card game as well, by way of earning points and then competing at the World Championship. Wow, 10 damage? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Alright, buddy. Chill out, would you? I'll put the 10 damage here. No, I'm going to put it on the Fan Rotom. No, I think the Fan Rotom's probably a bad place to put it. The reason why I was thinking about it is for double Munkidori to knock out a Fan Rotom eventually. But I get the feeling that they'll probably attack with it sooner than later as well. Oh, I'm sorry, Cubone. I'm sorry. I gotta set up, like, an automated way to do it. My bad. My bad. I'm sorry, Cubone. Thanks so much for joining us. Did you, Millie? I didn't see it. Now, Cubone. Alright, so I'm gonna promote the Ralts. They finally take a KO, which means we can finally play. Okay. Now let's think about it. Let's think. It's gonna be Fez. We're gonna draw cards first. Okay. Do I have to get in there with the Gardevoir? Do I? I kind of want to wipe out the energy as well. I don't want them to easily have access to that energy. Not easily, but you know what I mean. I want it off the board so that they can't Raging Bolt me as easily. But, okay. The other angle I could take here is Counter Catcher and just knock out the Latias. Taking 2 prizes is probably good, but I'm also potentially catching up with the Munkidoris too. I feel like there's no good choice. I have to do it. I have to do it. I have to do it. It's got to be Latias. Latias is the more annoying. Well, yeah. They've now got to commit a Pokemon to the active that they may not necessarily want to. You know, the other thing I could have done with this board is not taken a knockout as well. I could have just not knocked out anything. And I want this to be difficult to knock out as well. Because if they knock out the Fezandipiti, I'm in trouble. I gotta do something, Lil Tone, because if I just, like, let the game go, then potentially they do something like this, potentially they just pop off, and then, like, I've not taken any prizes, and I fall behind. So it's a bit risky. So we're kind of just hoping that they whiff. That would be ideal. They get to draw a few times. They get 3 off the Fez. They get 1 off the Teal Mask Ogopon. So they're seeing plenty of cards this turn. You'd think that they would be able to hit something like a Noctowl. They have the prerequisite for it in the form of the Ogopon. So, you know, if they can find it, if they can put it together, it could be Raging Bolt time. They got rid of the E-Switch. We'll see. Knocking out the Latias means that they've got, like... It's, like, a little bit more awkward for them to play out the turn, because they have to commit Pokemon to the active and whatnot. And whatever they commit might not suit them. This is looking a lot like they'll get what they want, though. Bit of a shame. They've really gotten there with just nothing. Like, this is a nothing burger of a discard pile, and they look like they're probably going to get what they want. That's a shame. This'll be it. Okay, yeah. Popular after Aichi. Okay. Well. Feels like it was doomed no matter what I went with there. Like, what did I even knock out in the end? What was it? What was the KO? Leaving this alive. Very annoying. But what do I do? Cry, I guess. Alright, buddy. Calm down, would you? See, here's the thing. Even though they're on 3 prizes, we're on pace to win, but I have to, like, hit everything. We promote the Ralts, because we want the double discard. I'll take a Drifloon, and then I have to research this hand. I got better odds of hitting Night Stretcher than I do Rare Candy, so I have to do this. Boom.
Karas_TV just redeemed reviewer deck list.
Artazon? Wait. When was the last time we got Iono'd? Okay, I have shuffled the order of the deck, so I can do this. It's fine. Basically, I'm looking to see if I can thin the deck by 1 card before I commit to the Fezandipiti. So now I'll do this. Grab a Ralts. And I could thin once more with the Ultra Ball, but I kind of just want to go for it. Good. Stretcher for the Gardevoir. And we got the Bravery Charm. And we've got the Munkidori. So we're happy about this. We are. And we got the counter catcher, right? So this is infuriating, though. This is very annoying. Very, very annoying. But I think if I knock out the Fezandipiti, we're in good shape. It can't be bad. You know, it can't be bad to knock it out. And they'll be in a difficult spot. If we have 2 Pokemon powered up, if we power up 2 Pokemon, then they're cooked. That's all I have to do. We need to just set up a checkmate. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna counter catcher the Fez. It's got less HP, right? It's got less. We can Munkidori once. Yeah. Adrenabrain. I guess I'll put it on the Bolt in case there's any, like, nonsense that we have to worry about. Like if they've got capture or whatnot. So we're going to hit for 180 here with Drifloon. Might put the Bravery Charm down as well. No, I should save it for the Screamtail. Right, so we do this. I should go max here. No, do they ever run Jamming Tower? Does this deck run Jamming Tower? Does anybody know? Does this deck run Jamming Tower? Hi, KJ. They could have Judge. I'm gonna do this. They do? Okay, so I'm not gonna risk it then. But I'll keep it for Screamtail. Right, so we just swing for 180 here. Right? If they go for counter catcher on Gardevoir, then we just have to hit Lillie's Clefairy. And then we one-shot this. They run one? Okay. So yeah, I didn't want to like push the Drifloon HP up because they potentially just win in one turn. You know, jamming, like counter catcher, jamming tower, and then one shot the Gardevoir would get the win for them. So gotta be careful. Disruption here would hurt, but yeah, that's fine. No, E-Spec. Probably Prime Catcher. Have I been? I've been good. KJ, very busy with work. Very busy. I am not going to Melbourne Regionals because I have a wedding to go to this weekend. So instead of paying hundreds and hundreds of dollars on airfares and accommodation and stuff just to get cooked in the current format, I'm going to a friend's wedding, which is lovely. Work has been rough. It's a very busy time of year for me, so I'm always very tired. Or at least I feel very tired. Hey! 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 What's this? Hey! Yeah. Hey! Hey now. Raging Bolt, come on. We got the Secret Box. That might be enough to put it away for us. Especially if they knock out this. Do it. Knock out the Drifloon. They're gonna knock this out for sure. Yeah. But we should have bosses. No, we don't have bosses orders in this deck, huh? I'm gonna flip. I'm flipping it. I'm flipping it. Now what? I've got a really funny win condition here. Triple Munkidori to this and then knock out this. Get rid of the Kirlia. And so let's just make sure we can get this, and what, like Nest Ball? I mean, we got it, right? Oh, I can't put down the second Dark Energy though. Oh. Wait, is Turo in the deck still? Can I Turo? Let's find out. If Turo's in the deck, it works. Pokemon is in the deck, right? Turo works. Yeah. Wait, but the other Munkidori is not.
It just works.
I think. Wait. I think the other Munkidori is not, so... Am I just, like, overcooking this? Wait, I should Turo this. Yeah, I don't know why I'm making this so difficult for myself. I Turo the Drifloon, grab the Screamtail, and it's GG, right? But we Munkidori the energy before we Turo. Right? So we do this. It took me a little bit, but I got there. It took me a little bit. And just make sure that it's not the wrong Pokemon that we target here. We don't want to target this. Hey. Turo. It took me a little while, but we got that. I was worried about that game. I was worried. But we got there. And I didn't quite put it together fully. I was like coming up with different ideas as I was going through that turn of what I thought I wanted to do. I thought I wanted to knock out the Hoot Hoot, and then I couldn't do that because I think one of the Munkidori was prized, I think. And then, like, I had an idea around using the Turo on the Fezandipiti to get it out of the active. And then I realized, wait, I can use the Turo to release the energy that's stuck on the Drifloon, and we can get there that way. So, we got there in the end. I'm glad I thought about the Jamming Tower too. Because it's very tempting to just load up the Drifloon and be like, right, if you knock out my Gardevoir, I am just going to win with this Drifloon. And try and checkmate them. But what you actually do is open yourself up to losing on a turn where you otherwise wouldn't. So, pretty good game overall. Pretty glad that I played it the way that I did. We'll make this probably the YouTube game, because I felt like I spoke about my turns in such a way that might be helpful to look back and watch for other people. So if you're out there and you're watching this deck profile on Gardevoir, hopefully it helped you, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.